Well, joining us now is one man who knew Asil Nadir very well when he was CEO of Polly Peck. Tony Craze is chairman of Dawntraders, based here in London's financial district. Tony, thanks so much for coming in to speak to us.
Pleasure.
So, Mr. Nadir has been described as Britain's most notorious fugitive. Are you surprised he's returning to the UK now?
Yes, I am, Maryam. I mean, I was surprised when he left, actually, and I'm even more surprised that he's going to return after 17 years. I mean, it's a long time, you know, to be, as you put it, on the run, and why suddenly he's decided to come back now, I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure he's got his motives.
Now, you actually knew the man, Asil Nadir, when he was CEO of Polly Peck. What were your impressions of him?
Right, well, I was introduced to him, actually, by a colleague of his, and it was really along the lines of, well, you know, I'm CEO of Polly Peck, come and see the company, and at the time, it was a FTSE 100 company, so you've got to assume that, you know, everything is absolutely fine and no problem, above board, absolutely. But, you know, I'd followed its progress over a number of years. In fact, the whole decade of 1980 through to 1990 was quite spectacular, because what had happened was he'd purchased the company for £300,000 in 1980, and of course by the time I was sort of looking at it, 1989, 1990, it was worth 1.7 billion, and in fact was a FTSE 100 company. So I was having a look at it as a potential investment for some of my clients. What I actually found, Maryam, was not a lot, is the honest answer. I mean, basically its main business was making what I considered to be cardboard boxes, no more than that really, in Turkey. It then went out and bought Del Monte, and that in itself, I suppose, was a major acquisition for them. He himself became known as the man from Del Monte, of course, after that acquisition. So it was a very significant acquisition, but I still didn't feel comfortable about it, I have to say. And listening to what you were saying about monies being transferred from accounts, I remember at the time that in '88 about £54 million was transferred from the Polly Peck International across to other companies in Northern Cyprus, and then the exercise was repeating in 1989, where about 154 million was transferred.
It's interesting, Tony, that you speak about Polly Peck's meteoric rise. It really grew from a small conglomerate to, well, a small company to a massive trading conglomerate. But did anyone question its rise at the time?
No, they didn't. That's the interesting part about it. I mean, the stockbrokers actually that were involved in Polly Peck in the sense of promoting it, if you like, and I believe from memory were the company brokers, was a company called Messel. And they used to invite people such as myself, I was a fund manager at the time, to come into their offices and meet the management team, etc. And it was quite an interesting presentation. It was a very slick presentation, and it was looked upon as very much a growth story, really. And as I say, anybody that had invested in it had done rather well, because if you were investing over that period, you'd made some substantial money. But of course, it all ended in tears, and everybody that got involved in it actually finished up losing all their money.
Tony Craze, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.